Beep, 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 morning. It's 4:30 in the morning and it's bloody hot. I've got my fan on. 4:30 in the morning. Ooh, it's going to be a sweltering day here in the UK for those watching elsewhere in the world. I put up an article yesterday. I don't know whether you've seen it. Go and have a look. It's on the articles tab on the X thing, right? So I wrote. I started writing something else and it ended up as that. You know what happens, don't you? You sit down and start thinking, well, I'll write about this. And then all of a sudden, it's not what you want to write about at all. You write about something completely different. That's what happened with that article. It's doing all right, though. It's up around the mid or high 20,000 views. I'm happy with that. Hey, I'm no writer. So you've obviously been watching it and thinking, here, it's a bit of all right, isn't it? I'll share that. This is what I like. We don't share enough, by the way. I've been reading about X/Twitter. Quote tweeting. That's what you need to do. You want to get your message out there, you need to quote tweet others. That's the game, apparently. All right? Just so you know. So I thought to myself, I watched that rapper bloke. What's his name? Bob Vylan. Bob Vylan. It's Bob Vylan and Bobby Vylan of Bob Vylan. That's what they're called. Thick, posh gits. Right? That's what they're called. And he's up in Glastonbury giving it some welly, isn't he? Whoa! Screaming and shouting and upsetting people. So, right? I'm a bit so about it, you know? Or I would be if I thought that we had the laws about speech right. We don't. Lucy Connolly is in prison. If she's in prison, he belongs in prison. It's not complicated, right? It's just equal application of the law, even though the law is wrong. Now, he's being dealt with appropriately anyway, and it doesn't seem to take the law to do that, really. I see that this morning, the Americans aren't going to let him in. He's upset the State Department, and the State Department are like, whoa, hang on a minute, this hateful turd will not be going anywhere near the United States in a hurry. So I think he's probably going to have his visa revoked and he can't go and perform and all that stuff. And it's quite possible that Mr. Bob Farty has had his 5 minutes of fame. No woman, no cry. Right. He's just a signifier. You've only got to look at what he wears. He's got a bullet around his neck, by the way. Did you know about that? He's got like a bullet casing and he's got all this other stuff on him and tattoos that look horrendous. He's got a tattoo of Donnie Darko and all that sort of stuff. So it's just a noisy bloke playing music. He used to be a poet, but the BBC have been right up his backside for God knows how long. Just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. That mediocrity is calling, love. Are you ready for it? Because it's coming, right? So I've been watching that, and then everything erupts. You've only got to say Israel-Palestine, and everybody goes, right? As if this is not easy. Really, isn't it, eh? I can't control any of it. So my mate said to me, when he was having a cup of tea with me, and he did say, God, what are we going to do about Israel and Palestine? And I'm looking at him saying, we're sat in a flat in Manchester. What do you think we're going to do? I'm going to have another cup of tea. We can't do anything about it. But people love to comment. So I thought, time to remind myself of the meaning of the word genocide. So whilst I've been working and writing and doing things over the last couple of days, I've been watching a few bits and bobs. So I thought I'd tell you what I've been watching. So I started with, do you remember The World at War? Which I think probably, who was it the other day who put up best theme tune? Was it the Viking Dane or somebody? I can't remember who it was. The World at War has got the best theme tune of any television series ever. Bar none, right? It sort of goes to you, right, serious now. That's what it says when it comes on. Serious now. That's like, if you haven't ever heard the theme tune of the World at War, go and hear it. You know what I mean then. So I picked a selection of, there's lots of it. I picked a selection of that and I watched that, which was about the story of the Second World War, including the Japanese Pearl Harbor, everything that went on. It's so good. It really does illustrate the complexity of such a thing in a way that the discourse around genocide simply doesn't touch on. So I watched that. So there we go. My first take today. Go and find a bit of the World War and watch that. It demands seriousness. This is on the back of the fact that I've not just finished, but finished in the last couple of weeks watching Shoah. And if you've never seen Shoah, that's an experience I recommend you have, even if it's only just once. Just about everything you'll see on any documentary about the Second World War, and in particular the Holocaust, the Shoah, is contained in that documentary, and that's been used again and again in different documentaries, including by the BBC, etc. But this is, if you will, the horse's mouth. This is the original one that goes right back to the beginning and talks to people. It's the most extraordinary watch. It's about 13 hours long. And it's almost hypnotic. It's almost hypnotic in that it just has people speak. And then you find within that speech that you're listening to, within as they glide, the camera glides while they talk through the areas or the places they're talking about. It really rams home the banality of evil, as Hannah Arendt would have said, the banality of evil. And then I was reminded by somebody that one of the first videos I ever did was about genocide. So you can go and find that if you want to. It's on my channel, as they say, on the YouTubes. You can go and find that. I might upload it to Twitter. I'll have a look and see if I can do it. So that came up. And then I thought, well, in for a penny. So I watched To Be or Not to Be with Mel Brooks. Utterly brilliant, right? Which is a comedy set in Poland during the invasion by the Nazis, but is actually the story about how a theatre troupe helps a group of people to escape from the Nazis, done in a very light-hearted tone, but with a very serious edge, when it's like Mel Brooks always does. It's funny, 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 and then incredibly serious and smacks you with a chop. So there's a second round recommendation, is To Be or Not to Be by Mel Brooks. And then a friend came over and we sat and watched, with the fan on, because it was warm, Conspiracy, which is a TV movie done by HBO. They do good. HBO, they do good stuff, right? It's of course Conspiracy, starring, now I've forgotten his name, Emma Thompson's husband. Played Lockhart in Harry Potter. What's his bloody name? Kenneth Branagh, right? He stars Kenneth Branagh. And this is about something which not many people know about, called the Wannsee Conference. And the Wannsee Conference was a meeting of the head honchos of the Nazi Party, most of whom were lawyers, by the way, of the Nazi Party. Took place in a place called Wannsee. And if you want to understand the specificity of genocide, there's nothing better. It's called Conspiracy. And it's made from the only surviving record of the minutes taken at that particular meeting, with dramatization wrapped around it to make it watchable. But the cold, calculated nature of genocide is laid bare at that one conference. So I suggest you go and watch that. And then, to top it all off, I watched the bunker film, the German bunker film. Downtime? I think that's what it's called. Down something. God, that's good. That's so powerful, the story of the last 10 days of Hitler in the bunker. And then, I'm still at it, mate. I've still got stuff going on. I'm still sat here doing this, that, and the other, but I've got these things playing in the background. I watched a number of reels of people watching Schindler's List, mostly people from America. And what was striking was a number of them who got to the end of it and said, oh my God, it was a true story. They didn't know it was a true story. That should worry us. That should worry us. So I suppose my moral today is, don't throw the word genocide around, because I don't think the majority of you even know what the word means. Right? Even know what the word means. And why it was invented specifically. Because it describes something systematic. Utterly systematic. A machine. With only one thing in mind, the destruction of its target. Driven by, in the case of the Nazis, equity. The equity of blood. The most dangerous equity of all. Systematic, numbered, queued, stamped, processed. You really think that's what we're seeing going on now? Anywhere? Because if you do, you've lost your mind. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.